My wife secretly installed an app at midnight to access my bank details. She used this information to take $400,000 and went on a trip with her boyfriend. When she returned, she mocked me, saying, "Thanks to your mobile, I really enjoyed spending." Your $400,000? I couldn't hold back my laughter because the bank data she accessed was exactly 2:17 a.m. when I felt the bed shift slightly. Talia, my wife of 6 years, slid out from under the covers like a whisper in the night. I kept my eyes half-lidded, pretending to be asleep. A habit I'd learned in Afghanistan where feigning sleep sometimes meant surviving the night. Her footsteps crept down the hallway, then melted into the hush of the living room. I waited 10 minutes before I followed. There she was, back to me, illuminated by the soft glow of my phone screen, not hers. Knew it was mine by the telltale cracked corner. On the case? Somehow she'd unlocked it. Maybe in my sleep. Maybe earlier she was downloading something. An app with a generic name that would blend into a list like a needle in a haystack. Her fingers moved with practiced speed, like someone who'd done this before. When a floorboard creaked beneath my step, she turned quickly. "Oh, you scared me," she said, attempting a smile. "What are you doing with my phone?" I asked, my voice calm. "Just checking something," she replied. "I was trying to look at the pictures we took at dinner." "Yours are better than mine," she added, too casually. I nodded. "Bring it back upstairs when you're done." I turned away without waiting for a response. She believed I bought her excuse. What she didn't know was that just that afternoon I had received an alert from my cybersecurity service. Someone had attempted to log into my sandbox banking environment, a fake system I'd created months ago. I'd suspected someone was snooping. Now I knew exactly who. Talia had crossed a line. What she didn't realize was the trap had already been set. 3 days later, she was gone. Not kidnapped, not missing, just gone. I came back from the gym that quiet Friday evening to a silence that felt like a hollow shell. Her closet half empty. Bathroom shelf cleared. Jewelry box wiped clean. All that remained was a note left. On the kitchen island, scrawled hastily, "Don't bother calling. I've moved on. You'll be fine. I'm finally choosing happiness. Goodbye." Taped beneath it was a printed bank notification. $400,000 transfer out of what she believed was my primary account. It's the one she thought she had sneakily accessed. With that midnight app, my pulse didn't rise. My hands didn't shake. I didn't even flinch. I walked into my study, sat at my secure terminal, and logged in. My real account, stuck away in hidden digital vaults, remained untouched. She had stolen money that wasn't real. That $400,000 existed only in a custom-built dummy interface. A near-perfect replica of my Chase account hosted locally and offline. Even the crypto wallet she accessed was part of the illusion. Named Fantasy Fund as a joke, it was populated with test data, fake balances, and scripted transaction history. Meanwhile, I had been quietly transferring our actual assets into a trust solely under my name. She was too distracted with Alec, her side piece, to notice. And I had receipts. All of them IP logs showed access from my pizza Wi-Fi. The setup was laughable in its irony. She thought she had executed a flawless heist. She had no idea the entire script had been written by me. When the garage door creaked open on a Tuesday morning, I didn't flinch. Her heels clicked arrogantly. Across the marble floor, she had returned. I stayed seated at the dining table, suit sharp, coffee warm, calm jazz trickling from the speakers. She entered like a movie star, skin bronzed, curls bouncing, Chanel trailing behind her. She rolled 2 Louis Vuitton suitcases beside her and smirked. Well, missed me." I looked up slowly. "You're back," I said evenly, laughing. She tossed her purse onto the couch, then pulled out a tiny silver flash drive like it was a trophy. "I thought you'd at least put up a fight. But no, you just let me take what I wanted. Gotta say, thanks to your mobile banking habits, that $400,000 felt amazing in Europe." She flopped onto the chair across from me. "Hope you don't mind. I had to test out your emergency fund while you sulked like a good little husband." I stared at her for a long moment. And I chuckled. "What's so funny?" she asked, her tone suddenly defensive. I pushed the laptop across the table and tapped the spacebar. Her face drained of color as footage appeared her at the airport, kissing Alec. Her, accessing my app at midnight. Her, checking into a luxury hotel in Ibiza. I clicked again. Legal documentation filled the screen. Notice of premeditated financial fraud and asset theft. Case number 48-5. Time-stamped, digitally certified. Her voice faltered. "WH, what is this?" I stood, controlled and precise. "It's the beginning of the end of your fantasy. You're bluffing. You can't prove anything." I raised an eyebrow. "That flash drive, I cloned it last night. It's full of metadata, GPS tags, timestamps, even the unencrypted key you left in my server logs. And that phone you used? It recorded everything, every tap, every swipe. Admissible." Her confidence cracked. "But the money, it's gone. We spent it. What are you even after?" I leaned forward. "You." The doorbell rang. She flinched. I didn't. I walked over, opened it, and stepped aside. A man in a tailored Navy suit stood there, mid-30s, eyes unreadable. Detective Warren Matthews, Financial Crimes Division. "May we come in?" Behind him, another officer carried a black folder and a tablet. "What? You actually called the cops?" She gasped. "Not exactly," I replied, allowing a sliver of satisfaction into my voice. "Detective Matthews is just here to confirm something." He sat down and opened the folder. "Miss Talia Brandt, we have passport records, phone IP logs, and transaction receipts tying you and this man's bank account to luxury expenses across Europe. Jewelry, clubs, five-star hotels. Were you or were you not traveling with Alec Rains?" She looked at me, her face a storm of disbelief. "You gave them everything?" I shrugged. "Didn't need to. Alec did." Her eyes widened. "What?" I slid my phone over. A live photo showed Alec in cuffs, being led from a condo in LA. Turns out Alec was a serial scammer under investigation for other major fraud cases. He was using you laundering money through your fantasy lifestyle. Detective Matthews nodded. He's been cooperating. Showed us screenshots, videos, chats. He even bragged that you helped set up the fake bank transfer. Talia began hyperventilating. "I didn't know. Said you were hiding money from me." "Oh, I was," I said, sipping coffee. "Just not for the reason you think." I walked to the wall safe, opened it, and pulled out a black folder with gold lettering. Dropped it on the table. "Divorce papers, filed with full evidence." She stared at them like they were radioactive. "And the money you thought you stole never existed. Shell accounts, simulations, dummy routing numbers. You took $0, Talia. Like the flights, the hotels, all prepaid with a burner credit line. I canceled the moment you landed." Detective Matthews smirked. "Still grounds for charges. Intent to defraud, aiding a felon." Her lips trembled. "You destroyed me." "No, Talia, you destroyed yourself. I just held up the mirror." 2 days after Matthews left with her now out on bail and living in a rundown motel, I poured a glass of scotch and opened my laptop. Time for the final move. Long before she installed that app, I had hired a digital forensics expert to track all my device activity. The fake banking portal was layered with traps, cloned logins, false balances, honeypot triggers. I compiled the evidence into a video. Security cam footage of her creeping into my study. Screenshots of the fake account. Photos of her and Alec. Clinking champagne glasses in Paris. Timestamps, geotags, and finally, audio of Alec's confession. "Talia's the easiest mark I ever met. Thought she was running the con. Joke's on her." I uploaded the video to a private YouTube link. Then I sent it to her company's HR, the senior partners at her law firm. Her elite friend groups, and her parents, the same ones who once told me I was lucky to have her. The fallout was immediate. Her phone exploded with calls, voicemails. Her Instagram went dark. Within hours, she was placed on unpaid leave pending investigation. Her best friend Jessica even left a voicemail apologizing. "If you need anything, I'm here." deleted it. Then came the call I'd expected, unknown number. You really think you've won? Her voice rasped. No. Winning would have meant I wanted revenge. Didn't. I wanted peace. Made sure I had to crawl through hell to reach it. I'll tell them it was your plan. You gaslit me. Go ahead. They've seen the footage. Maybe try for a plea deal instead of a pity party. Silence. Then the call ended. The next morning, the news hit. Executive implicated in international fraud. Romantic ties to notorious conman revealed. I packed my bag. Walked into the airport and boarded a one-way flight to Iceland. Just before takeoff, her final message buzzed onto my screen. You were never boring. You were terrifying. I smiled, shut off my phone, and left it all behind. A year later, on a crisp October morning in Reykjavik, I stood on the balcony of a modern cabin overlooking snow-dusted mountains and the glass-still waters of Involvaven. True peace. I had kept my promise to myself. After Talia's betrayal, I sold the last of my consultancy shares, relocated quietly, and opened a digital forensics firm. Anonymous, quiet, precise. I called it the Lighthouse Initiative. Built not for profit, but for people like Mythos. Blindsided by betrayal without the resources to fight back. Talia, her company fired her. News outlets picked up the story. Alex scammed more than just her and fled to Dubai. Authorities eventually caught up, and he handed over everything: texts, documents, plans. Talia was arrested again 6 months later for identity theft. She avoided jail with a plea deal, but restitution crushed her. Her credit collapsed. She now works part-time at a struggling gym in Nevada. She once sent an email, no subject. Do you ever miss what we had? I never opened it. Alec didn't vanish quietly. His forged Dubai papers left a trail. A class action suit followed. He's now serving 10 years for financial fraud in Bahrain. As for me, I found peace. Not by erasing the past, but by weaponizing it. Stayed silent during the storm. When the time came, I didn't yell. I let the truth do the screaming. Quote, the best revenge isn't rage. It's rebuilding quietly, powerfully, and full. View of those who thought you'd never rise again. Was this revenge perfectly justified? Tell us what you would have done in the comments. Like the story. Share it with someone who needs this energy. And subscribe to Lauren's Story for more jaw-dropping tales of betrayal and justice. Because here, every lie has its reckoning, and every betrayal finds its shadow. Stay sharp. Stay strong. Stay tuned.